I had done like the whole college thing and like the post-college ideal like desk job between all the bills and just the shuffle and the routine. I need to make a change with my lifestyle. I just kind of wanted to simplify things and less obligation, less debt, more ability to roam and see the world. This is a 2002 Chevy 3500 mid-bus built by Thomas. I was looking for a bus that had the side door with the handicap lift for a long time. I found this bus, got it like in a farm field in northern Wisconsin, gave it a lot of love. Kind of found out that like school buses were pretty cheap on public auction. And I was driving a bunch of work vans that were all like Chevys. And I was like, wow, these all have like 350,000 miles on them and they're still running. School buses are cheap. I think I'm gonna go that route just because it's like a super easy template to work with. So I really wanted to delete the folding doors and get rid of the stairs. So I did that and I made this false panel. It's not actually a door. It's made out of Brazilian walnut or Ipe, and it's pretty impervious to the elements, so that's why I picked it. Reused the glass from the original folding doors, which was kind of a nightmare, but it did work and it hasn't busted on the road at all, despite all the vibration. This door I lined with like Padauk. It's pretty, it's red. A lot of people use it in guitars and things like that. Kind of had to come up with a mechanism to lock it because I wasn't really sure how to approach it, but this method has been working for me. I knew I wanted a big space, just kind of get those nice scenic views out in the zones of nature. I have 540 watts of solar on the roof, and that's been plenty for me. I have a wood stove downstairs, so that's obviously what that is. And then I've also put boat cleats around the perimeter, and that's with the idea that people can hang hammocks to trees from the deck. I took long beams of cedar and leg bolted through the width, so I have like 6-inch leg bolts going all the way through the frames on every rib of the bus. It's super strong, super stable. I've had like 25 people up here, no problem. So this is some of my tools. I do traveling woodworking, so I'd like to have kind of the essentials with me. Most of my woodworking stuff, got all my extra bits, handsaw, nail guns, Sawzall, multi-tool, sanders, all the things to make stuff look pretty. I recently got back from Mexico. I just built a big bookshelf with just these tools, so I can pretty much take this with me anywhere. When I bought this bus, the back door was significantly rusty, beyond the point of repair. So I took the ambitious route of building one. This door, similar to the side door, is Brazilian walnut. I built it with 4 floating panels and again recycled the window from the original back door. It looks a little weathered right now, but this is a good 3.5 years of sticking to the Wisconsin elements, and I think it's holding up pretty well. These are actually like walk-in freezer hinges, because I couldn't really find anything that was gonna handle the weight as well as those. They do the trick for sure. I think this door has 284 pieces in it. This door took me like 2 months to build, but I'm pretty stoked with how it turned out. I also built this back deck because I wanted another area to store stuff when I'm driving. It's out of mahogany and Ipe, Brazilian walnut, and Sapele. I also have a backup camera, which I can leave running while I'm driving, so if someone's coming in hot and gonna rear end me, I might see it. I had a lot of grand ideas in my head of what this was going to look like when I started the project. I bought this a deadline of 3 months, and 5 years later, I'm finally done. Since I have started this project and finished it and been working on it over the years, I've definitely started to develop my craft and my skills, and figured that this was more of a passion for me than I really realized when I started doing it. So now I've gone into like further realms in the woodworking world, and I do like focusing on smaller spaces like this, but I've been doing a bunch of other projects as well. But this one brings me warmth. I think the more you stick to what you like doing and just put consistent amounts of effort towards it as much as you can, like things usually work out pretty well. I really like making things with my hands, and I think, you know, as long as people are paying me well to make things that I'm proud of and that I think are beautiful, I'll be pretty happy. Yeah, so this is the cab. As I mentioned, I originally had the folding doors here, but it was really important for me to have a nice reclining seat or zone for a passenger to hang out. It's handy to have the extra seat because it opens the room up when someone wants to sit away from the main dinette area but still feel included. All the floor in this rig is Purple Heart, which is an exotic wood from the rainforest. So you can see that goes all the way. I did use the leftover cutoffs from the ceiling that you'll see in a bit. And the cutoffs areas had the knots, which is why I didn't use them in the ceiling, but I repurposed them and filled the knots with some epoxy. I just did a little bit of accent with the blue because I thought it'd be clever. One of the few pieces of wood that I actually had to purchase in this bus was the board on the ceiling. I'd never really seen someone do the horizontal ceiling before, which is why I wanted to tackle this. I wanted to achieve that nice, like, almost boat-like feel on the ceiling. I have 2 sub-ceilings under this. So I did the sub-ceiling with Beeden Cove pine. I took a bunch of wood filler to try to make it homogeneous and easy to glue to. When you're milling wood, you can be diligent in keeping the order. And I did that, and basically you can book match pieces by opening them like this, and each piece of wood will mirror the one prior and after. This is basically just duck canvas or duck cloth. And in between that, it has 2 layers of wool packing blanket for insulation. I added this shelf just obviously for storage, and I thought the wicker was a nice touch to make my storage look organized, or at least aesthetically acceptable. This is a shower. It does fold out all the way. Essentially, this whole thing comes up like this. I have a nice little lock right there. Spongy cord goes back to a hook and holds this, and then I obviously pull the toilet out. The shower is not necessarily strictly for leisure or enjoying a nice hot shower in a big space for a half hour, but when I'm dirty after snowboarding and I don't feel like showering anywhere else, I can come in here and rinse off when I need to because it works. So obviously crucial to have this space because I don't really use the shower that much, but when I need it, it's there. I like to cook a lot, so I wanted a pretty functional kitchen space. I went with the 2-burner just because I can get anything I need done with 2. I have the removable cutting boards, original cutout from the countertop, and this is a custom countertop I made out of Brazilian cherry. Lighting to me is pretty much everything that makes a space. So I went with, they make these 12-volt DC jeweler case lights. Continued the 12-volt lighting that's recessed in the trim. I had to do that under the toe cake because it's just one of those touches that kind of changes the space. And then at nighttime, you can also enjoy the ambiance that the Purple Heart offers. I like having people I love around, so it was super important to me to have a conducive space where I could have people join around and have good times together. That's largely why I built this bus too, is to spend time with the people I love. You know how it goes. So this is like where I keep backpacks, laptop, fans, some chairs. Back here I have my inverter, 3000 watt. Back here I have my DC charger, my breaker panel, my automatic transfer switch. And you can see I have 200 amp hours lithium batteries, 50-gallon freshwater tank, and obviously the fire extinguishing balls. If a flame touches them at all, they go off like a fire extinguisher and basically blow up with all the good extinguishing goodies one would need to stop a fire immediately. I put all my socks, boxers, t-shirts in the backrests, and I do have these all the way around. This is where most of my bedding, pants, clothes like that are. This one is mostly utility. I have like my shop vac, my extension cords, and a little bit of dirty laundry. Lift up 1, lift up 2. This rotates, and it just drops in, locks down real nice. I did build it straight to my height, so I don't have to take the cushions down when I lay down on it. It's pretty comfy. Doesn't matter how much or how often you're doing something, as long as you're like doing it and like doing the stuff you love to do. I watched so many of your videos building this rig, so it's like kind of surreal to have you filming me here. So
sorry,
yeah,
you're not thanking me.
I mean, I gotta thank you. Thanks for coming and checking out my space. It's been a pleasure having you guys.